So today's lesson we're going to look at two parts. We're going to look at function notation and what domain and range is. So learning targets for part one is you can evaluate a function using function notation from an equation and a graph. So now that we've already discovered what a function is, let's look at what function notation looks like. When we write functions, we use this notation f parenthesis x, and how we say it is f of x. And so in equation form, we have f of x instead of our y. Usually we see it as y equals. Remember, y is your output. The f of x represents output here, and so if you think about this as a coordinate pair on the coordinate plane, wherever the x is, your output is described as f of x instead of x comma y. And so when we're subbing things in for a function, if you see the notation that you're f of a certain value, that means that you're going to be plugging that value in for x to see what that output would be. And so if you take a look at the example below, to find f of 5, you're really seeing what the output would be when x equals 5. And so if we sub in 5 wherever we see an x, we get 2 times 5, which is 10, plus 3, which is 13. And so we say f of 5 equals 13, and that maps to the point on the coordinate plane of 5, comma 13. So make sure you take a moment to at least write down the function notation and maybe that example down below before we start diving into some examples here. So let's take a look at these three examples. Here we're given three different functions. We got f of x equals negative 5x plus 7, g of x is 12 divided by x, and h of x is x squared plus 1. So in example 1, it says find f of negative 3. Well, notice here we're pertaining to the function f of x because it's f on the outside. And so if I wanted to find f of negative 3, remember, you're trying to see what the y value is when the x value is negative 3. And so if I sub in negative 3 in for x and evaluate, looks like I get positive 15 plus 7, and so I get f of negative 3 equals 22, and that would be my answer. And so if you look at the second example here we want to find g of 10, and so since I want to find g of 10, we're pertaining to the function g of x here up top, and so if I wanted to find g of 10, that means I'm looking for what that y value is when x is 10. And so if I sub in 10 in for x, which is in the denominator here, I get 12 divided by 10, which is going to be a decimal. I think you get 1.2 there. And so g of 10, we'd say, is 1.2. And then the last one, h of 2. If I wanted to find h of 2, again, we're pertaining to the function h of x up top. And so to sub in 2 wherever I see an x would be 2 squared plus 1. And so it looks like h of 2 here would be 4 plus 1, which is 5. So anytime you're evaluating a function, you're simply just subbing that in for the variable of x. And you have to sub it in everywhere you see an x. So I want you guys to take a moment and try these on your own. Again, we're pertaining to the same exact functions from the slide before, but again, pay attention to what function it is pertaining to. And so you can pause the video and we'll go over these here in a few seconds. Good luck. So for the first one, if we do h of 10, notice we're pertaining to h function, so h of x is x squared plus 1, and so if I wanted to find h of 10, it would be 10 squared plus 1. 10 squared plus 1 would be a 100 plus 1, which is 101. So h of 10 equals 101. If I wanted to find g of negative 4, again, we're pertaining to the function g, and so g of x is 12 divided by x. So if I wanted to find g of negative 4, it'd be 12 divided by negative 4, which we get as negative 3. And so g of negative 4 would equal negative 3. And then for the last one, notice we're pertaining to f of x, and f of x is negative 5x plus 7. And so f of negative 2 would be negative 5 times negative 2 plus 7. And it looks like we get f of negative 2 equals positive 10 plus 7, which is 17. And so remember that these all pertain to points in the coordinate plane of these functions themselves. So if you graphed h of x, which is x squared plus 1, the point 10 comma 101 would be on that exact graph. So same with g of x. If you graph 12 divided by x, the coordinate negative 4 comma negative 3 would be on that graph, and same with that last one, f of x. If you plotted negative 5x plus 7, that's going to go through the point negative 2 comma 17. So what about graphs? So if we look at a graph and try to evaluate these functions, remember the inside the parenthesis part represents the x value. And so for the first one, a, and if we're given some function here on the right, f of x here, if I wanted to find what the output is at when x is negative 4, well, let's trace where x is negative 4, which is right here. And we want to see where that function hits the graph. And so notice at negative 4, the point along the graph looks like at positive 2. And so that pertains to the point negative 4 comma 2, and so our answer would be 2 there. And so for the next one, if I wanted to find f of 0, let's look at when x equals 0 here, which on the graph is right there at the origin, and notice it goes through the origin. The graph itself does. And so the output there would be 0. So if I want to find f of 2, that's when the x value is 2. And so if I trace where the x value is 2 now, and where the function is at x equals 2 looks like below the x-axis. In fact, if I trace down, it hits right here on that point, which the output there is at negative 2. And for the last two, if I wanted to find f of negative 2 now, that's when x is negative 2, which looks like right here. And so it looks like it's above the x-axis here. In fact, if I trace up, it hits approximately at positive 4 for the y value. And so our answer would be 4 here for D. And then the last one, f of 5. Again, that's when the x value is 5. And so I'm going to go where x is 5, and it looks like it's below the x-axis, right at about negative 1 is where that function is. And so the answer would be negative 1 for the last one. So take a moment and see if you can evaluate these from a graph. I will say that the last one is a little tricky, so try your best to get through the first 4. So you can pause the video, and we'll go over this here in a few seconds. Good luck. So for the first one, if you had f of 0, we're looking at when x is 0. And if I trace down where the function is, it looks like it's at negative 4 when x is 0. And so the answer for the first one you should have got was negative 4. F of 2, if you look at f of 2, that's right here on the x-axis, and the function exactly goes through that value. And so what the output there is 0. Right? The y value would be 0 there. So the answer for f of 2 would be 0. For f of negative 3, if you look at where x is negative 3 and I trace up, it looks like it hits roughly about where that arrow is. And that's at an output of about 5. And so we'd say f of negative 3 is positive 5. And then for f of 1, if we look at where x is 1 here, and we trace down, it looks like it's below the x-axis here, and it looks like it hits about negative 3 for an output. And so f of negative 1, or f of 1 would be negative 3. Now for this last one here, if you're trying to find f of x equals 3, that's really saying, remember f of x itself represents the output. The x value represents input. Remember the coordinates are x comma f of x. And so you're seeing really when the y value equals positive 3. And so if you look at that, if I were to trace where the y value is, y value of 3, it looks like it hits the function in 2 different places. In fact, to the right of the origin and to the left of the origin, and it's symmetric. And so if I were to estimate that x value, it looks like roughly about 2.5, or maybe a little bit over that. So 2.5 would be one answer. That's what one of the x values would have for an output of 3 here. And then on the other side, since it's symmetric, we'd have to say negative 2.5 would be another value. So another example of this last one is if I said find when f of x equals, let's say 2. Well, when f of x equals 2 is when the output is 2. Let's see what the inputs are. So if I draw a green line here, when y value is 2, it looks like it hits in a couple places again. And so if I trace that down, that's roughly about probably closer than 2.5 than what we had there before. So 2.5 comma negative 2.5. In fact, that last answer was probably more like 2.6 or 2.7-ish. But that's how we evaluate from graphs. So there might be a couple examples that have those infinity symbols in there, but if you can get those first few graphs and writing the domain and range of those, that's the expectations as far as what we're going to assess you on for class. But the rest of the time is yours to practice away. Don't forget to submit that formative assessment by the end of the day. And you guys have a glorious rest of your day. Enjoy.